German. Great powers of light. SAINT German, beloved children of the light, I have enjoyed the evening with you quite as much as yourselves, and I did not accept your disappointment yesterday. You know, if you were disappointed it was your fault, not because you had committed any wrong, but because the talk was necessary for the activity. Notice this carefully, it was necessary for the messenger to speak the words in his own manner, that we might anchor the help we were giving you from the inner standpoint, more powerfully in the physical octave. So after all, it was not a disappointment. You just did not understand it. I want you to know, and I say to our blessed child of the light here in Philadelphia, I never have failed to answer her call and never shall. I did not yesterday, although, because someone did not dictate, for a moment you thought that might be the case, and you were analyzing yourselves to see in what way you had been the cause of it. You see how you should be careful and not jump at conclusions. Blessed ones, you are my precious children, do not 137. Ever forget that. Everything that is possible for me to do for you, I shall always do. Sometimes the beloved ones for the moment do not realize how great my love is for them, and how great my gratitude is for their wondrous assistance in this work which is being done. Oh, precious ones, I know you do not comprehend it yet, but try to. Do you realize what magnificent assistance you are giving me in the issuing of these mighty decrees? Oh, could you once realize it, your enthusiasm would be boundless, and not once in your whole life stream should there be one moment's depression or questioning of your ability to release the power of your mighty I Am presence at your call. Tonight, while this great presence flashes his words before the messenger for your blessing, try to feel as you are listening, that never for a single moment will there ever again be the slightest question in your mind of the instantaneous answer of your every call to the presence. If you will take this consciousness and feeling now during the dictation, you will find a greater confidence arising within you than you have had before in your application. This is the thing that is needed throughout the students. Although you have had great success in your application, still it is only a small part of what you can have. That is what we want you to feel, the full confidence and power of your own application, and you are going to get it tremendously. You know, beloved ones, I am going to say something quite in confidence to you. It is a wonderful thing to watch the play of your feelings. I enjoyed it yesterday amazingly. Do you realize how many times the feeling acts, when you are not outwardly fully conscious that it is acting, until it has gained some action or momentum? A great work was accomplished yesterday at your dedication. It was very great. It is my very great joy to introduce to you the mighty Astrea. In the radiance from the call of the blessed, I am students throughout America, and in the recent intensity that has come forth, it has become my joy, privilege, and duty to answer the call made by many of the students and of the staff. Last night in your city another powerful black magician was seized and taken from the Earth's atmosphere. This individual, or shall I say those individuals always have physical bodies which give them power to act within the atmosphere of Earth. That is the reason why they act sometimes very powerfully. I wish the entire Christian Science world might know this and realize the great truth which it is. This individual is one who has spread so much discordant feeling among the people of the Christian Science Church. That is one of the reasons for many of them feeling so antagonistic to this work, for there is no other reason. There is no outward reason why any Christian scientist should oppose this work, not a reason in the world. Yet this influence from the inner activity has caused destructive feeling and aroused that feeling in many, many lovely, wonderful people who are Christian scientists. I am sure, since he was seized and taken out of the Earth's atmosphere last night, that there will come a great change in the feeling of the blessed Christian scientists throughout America toward this work. There is no reason why they should feel unkind to it. It is only the fulfilling of the law, beloved ones, of all activities of the light which have come into the consciousness of mankind on earth. Every angle of the truth, beloved ones, has contained some more or less portion of the truth, but no one thing has ever yet contained all the truth, until mankind understands the mighty I Am presence, the individualized God presence. Then they have reached the apex of what the individual on earth may comprehend, and it is quite sufficient to set themselves free in their application and call to the presence, knowing that the I Am presence is the door, and their call but releases the power, intelligence. an energy of the present, to accomplish even their ascension. It frees them forever from the wheel of birth, rebirth, all limitations, and all binding power of the earth. I trust one am not speaking out of turn, now that this is to be accomplished, when I reveal to you the great intensity with which the staff have been calling for this to be done. You will be interested to know that they have been calling for all black magicians and their emissaries to be sought out, seized, and taken from the earth. Tonight, I have come forth to fulfill this call, and mankind will know a blessing, happiness, and freedom the people have not known in 450,000 years. Try to accept this in your feeling. That is why the messenger saw entities going in every direction, because they know my presence means their compelled obedience to the light. I wish every one of you would please try to be patient in your explanation concerning this entity decree, especially to the people from the Orthodox world, that only the greatest blessing in all the world comes from its use. Your loved ones who have been kindly and lived good lives are already in their own octave of light. They need no assistance at the present time, but it is those who for various reasons have been compelled to remain in the Earth's atmosphere who do. The unhappy thing is that they are in an environment in which there is no good thing. But if the cause they set up was such as to compel them to remain there, then they cannot remove themselves without assistance. Now note this carefully so you may be able to explain it to others, because it is the greatest relief and release for mankind from grief and the thought that they might do some harm to their relatives in asking them to be taken to the octave of light. It would be impossible for anything but perfection to result from your call. Only the greatest blessing in the world can come from issuing that entity decree. Because if the entities are not able to free themselves, then the great divine director, who is the authority for the earth, will give them assistance or send the legions of light to give assistance and take them out. For they cannot do that of themselves. Therefore, the greatest assistance and blessing in the whole world is given to those who would otherwise be compelled to remain in this tragic atmosphere of human creation. Beloved ones, oh, you do not understand how infinitely you are blessed, even though you are in an armor of flesh in its present density. You have no idea how greatly you are blessed, even in the present density of your physical bodies, when you must move in the conditions which extend from the surface of the earth up to approximately 7,000 feet. Under the present atmospheric conditions, it is fortunate indeed that mankind are not more sensitive than they are. Their suffering would be much greater. Therefore, the great law has provided a certain protection, even in such vibratory action. Whenever there is a cause set up by mankind, somewhere from the great realms of light, there always comes compensation for the activity, although mankind alone are responsible for their mistakes. This is the first time I have flashed my own words direct to the children of Earth, and it is the beginning of my work, which will clear the atmosphere of Earth for the incoming Golden Age. I should not be surprised to see a very great change in Europe in the next 3 months. I trust it will be so. Although a tremendous destructive momentum has been gained there, still with the light, all things are possible. Will you believe me when I say to you tonight that from the retreat in Arabia, from the Golden City, from the great central sun and a number of other places, there could be sent forth a radiance which would stop the war in Europe and the Orient instantly? You have been calling. Keep up your call for Europe as well. Who shall say what might be done? Beloved ones, remember, because of what I am going to say, I do not wish you to relax in your own call for protection and all that is required. Do you know that there are hundreds today who call themselves communists that are not communists at heart? Such suggestions dominate individuals through hate and fear, and it is all the work of the black magicians. They have tried various means of holding the attention of mankind upon destructive things in order to destroy them. But the light knows its own, and while many times through the centuries there has been the so-called battle between the light and darkness, yet because of the great cosmic wheel, certain things could not be done until it revolved to a certain point. This point has been reached, and it is the only reason in the whole world why these great beings have come forth and flashed their words to mankind. One day, beloved people, the whole earth will rejoice that these books have come forth. The Book of 7 a.m. Discourses, the Ascended Master Discourses, and the one that is to follow carry the Ascended Master's help to mankind. Nothing in the world has ever been given like them and probably never will be, because they are the fulfilling of the law. You blessed ones who have been privileged to have them are most fortunate indeed. If you have not been so aware of this in the past, please feel it intensely in the future. As you read every word in those books, beloved ones, remember, every word there is a crystal cup, carrying the ascended Master's qualities and life into your world. To have those books is the greatest privilege that ever was given mankind on the face of this earth. How unfortunate any human being is who criticizes those books, the words, or the explanation given there. Those are the ascended Master's words, the cosmic being's words, and God help the puny human being who criticizes them, for one day they will know that those words carry the qualities that I am speaking to you now. They are crystal cups, carrying my qualities and blessing into the feeling world of mankind. Beloved ones, when you call forth blessings to mankind in the consciousness of these words, if you are using my exact words, you are charging my qualities, my power of qualification, my momentum into the world of each one for their greatest blessing. Now, do you understand why the messengers have said to you that in your groups, in issuing these decrees, if there be 100, if there be 1,000, then each one of you is receiving 100 times or 1,000 times the amplification of your own efforts? This is no imaginary thing. It is a mighty, real action of the law. In the beginning of my work, it is really quite delightful that it should start in the city where the messengers first went forth. You see, the great law of life never makes a mistake. Human beings who are willingly obedient will make few, and soon no mistakes. You are so privileged in these decrees, decreeing for yourself the power, the direction, the perfection of your presence. Call it into action often and say, Mighty I Am Presence, take command of me and see that I never make another mistake. Oh, dear ones, I know you do not yet realize the full privilege that is yours, but the light is expanding rapidly within you. Oh, if you think your happiness is great now, what do you think it will be in perhaps 2 years more? Go forth and gain the full confidence, as the messengers have through their application. Then issue the decree, Mighty I Am Presence, take command. Produce your perfection here, and hold your dominion. Then know it will be fulfilled immediately. Can you imagine any greater happiness confronting mankind than that? You, who have created these limitations, disturbances, and discord for yourselves, can be the means of freeing yourselves once again and entering into the great, great perfection which you once knew. Thus far, there is no one yet drawn under this radiation who has not known this law before, who has not known great perfection. Then mankind says, well, if that be the case, how did I ever get in this condition? Because you turned away from your Mighty I Am Presence. There is no use weeping about it, you just did. Now your joy should be boundless in knowing that you are coming home, oh, so rapidly. You can remember the difference in transportation between the horse and buggy and the airplane. With the same speed you are coming home to God, your Mighty I Am Presence, the most wonderful, magnificent thing that ever happened to mankind. Since I have known that it was to be my privilege to assist the children of earth in this, shall I say, very great manner, I have observed some of the group ACTIVITIES, and has made me feel all power of my being the great desire to help mankind to be free. For a long time I but projected my rays to the earth, for at that seemed useless to do anything else, because people would not give obedience to the light. Therefore, until something came forth to draw their attention once again to their source, their God, the Mighty I Am Presence, there was no means of holding the attention with sufficient continuous action for any permanent accomplishment to be made. Today again I say you are so fortunate, oh, beloved ones. Never let any outward appearance discourage you or turn you aside. Oh, these unhappy individuals who have tried to turn students aside from this stream of light. What a pitiful thing. There is nothing in the world ever came forth which has been such a great blessing to mankind or ever will be, because the ascension is the goal of humanity, and freedom from human limitation comes to all who know their Mighty I Am Presence. All that is required is their earnest, sincere application with harmony maintained in their feeling, for it enables them to have their freedom quickly. Any human being on the face of the earth who will give obedience, keep harmonious in his feeling, and make earnest application, will find everything in his world transformed for him. Individuals must be earnest, sincere, and keep up their application long enough to let those great currents of energy dissolve, and consume all of the discord and disturbance which has been generated. This can only be done by the power and use of the violet consuming flame. Oh, that mankind would only feel the magnificent opportunity of calling the I Am Presence to use the violet consuming flame. Tonight, without your permission, I gave enormous assistance to all present, in your use of the violet consuming flame which was called forth. That is why the messenger saw the activity so vividly. Keep it up, and you can soon free yourselves from every limiting thing that has been charged into your world, your feeling world. Remember, it is not of such a large scope. Then you can easily attain the feeling of the great speed of its accomplishment, remembering there is nothing difficult for your presence. Its light just moves into action and all else disappears. When you came to this room tonight and these lights were off, the room was pitch dark, no doubt, but when you turned on or pressed the button, the lights came on. There was no battle, was there? The light just was there. Oh, do you not understand, beloved ones? That when you call the mighty I Am Presence into action and its power, intelligence, energy, and light flow into, through, and around your being, it is identically the same thing. The light of your presence will flood your body, even the atomic structure of your body. It is in the same, identical manner as the light floods this room when you press the button or turn on the switch. Do you not see how magnificent, how easy the operation of these magnificent laws of life is? You see, mankind has been taught through old occult training that these things are difficult, that you must go through a long process. It would be necessary if the human were the door, but since the human cannot be the door, then this presence is the power, perfection, and the door. Then, do you not see how great was the mistake of the old occult training in limiting themselves, because they did not understand? They are not wholly to blame, because the cosmic light did not permit many things to come forth which have since been released to flood the world. That is why some occult students felt very unhappy toward the messengers, for they thought they were running wild and overstepping all bounds, because those individuals did not know the authority which was back of them. That is why my joy is so great in making you acquainted with some of these things tonight, because now as you enter into the coming class, you will find, oh, such magnificent release, joy, blessings, and such confidence in your own application. After all, everyone yet needs confidence in his own application, because through the many letters which come to the messenger, as Saint Germain has informed me, it shows that still many do not have sufficient confidence in themselves. Well, it is quite all right, but try to feel that your presence is the instantaneous, all-powerful answer to your every call. By that feeling, you will soon gain the confidence and the momentum of the greater release. Then, all the rest is very easy. Beloved ones, allow me to urge you tonight, oh, do not revolve your troubles with your friends, or even in your own mind and feeling. It does not make any difference how flagrant they seem before you, say to them, be thou dissolved. You have no power. Then feel it, mean it, and as you do this, you will soon find release and freedom. It is true, beloved ones, that your own human creations which harass you really have no power except the life fed into them. Realize that. Your human creation has not 1 ounce of power to affect or touch you unless you give it your life by the power which is the energy in your attention. It cannot do it. Even your own creation could not reach you. Think of it. Therefore, if you refuse to give it attention and say, you have no power. Be thou dissolved, do you not see that you stop everything right there, all your human creation, and it cannot longer harm you? If you will say to pain or distress in your body, stop. Be thou dissolved, you have released the power at your command. What would dissolve it? The light of your presence. Oh, if you would only do that. You can. You are bound to do it, because the light within you is expanding to the point where it will compel it to be done. Beloved ones, as true as these words are being spoken to you, within 24 hours, if you would take your firm, determined stand, you could use this decree in the acknowledgement of your mighty I Am Presence, and the thing would be done instantly. Please feel that in our coming forth and giving this assistance, beloved people of earth, it is no ordinary thing. It is no childish imagination. It is a release of mighty power for the freedom and blessing of mankind. Beloved students who are so in earnest, please accept it. We speak with authority. We are the authority. We are the law when we speak these words to you. These words, as I said to you in the beginning, are crystal cups, just as tangible as the crystal cup in this messenger's hand on the side of Mount Shasta. I want you to feel this tonight, because it is absolutely true. These ascended masters and cosmic beings. Words are just as tangible as that crystal cup was, and carry our qualities into your world for action. Oh, your privilege is so great. If you will keep up your earnest application, refuse to accept the appearance world as having any power any longer, I assure you that ere long you will begin to feel a joy, power, and confidence which will lift you above every seeming problem on earth. I say to you, the change which has taken place in your feeling world since you entered this room tonight is, let me use just one word, amazing. Try to feel it. Try to feel the joy and freedom which it is. None of you could ever be the same again. Now, when you go forth, do not let your human begin to accept the old conditions of the outer world. You must be the guardian there. You are the guardian in your world of thought and feeling, and the most important is your feeling. Remember, you are the guardian at the gate of your feeling, and the first moment any discordant thing attempts to express in your feeling, say, stop. You can say it just as firmly silently as verbally, of course. You would not want to say it verbally on the street. Remember, dear ones, you are the authority in your world. When you really use your authority and issue these decrees, you will begin to see the results very quickly. Your confidence and courage will rise immediately. When the great ones give the slightest intimation of a thing for you to do, let alone a request, instant obedience to their request would bring such blessings as no one in human form can imagine. That is why the messengers are so absolutely and completely obedient to the slightest intimation of the as masters who are directing them. As everyone becomes alert and gives complete obedience, his world will be transformed. Tonight, in this particularly amazing atmosphere, I wish to say, if there are conditions in your home with which you are not in agreement, please do not argue about them. It only generates antagonism which makes things more difficult. Instead, if you will call to your own presence and to the mighty I am presence of the others in the home, who might disagree, calling it to take command, produce its perfection, and hold its dominion, you will see all conditions righted and corrected without difficulty. It is the habit of the human, if it sees something to be corrected, to jump onto the other person and criticize him because he does not seem to be fulfilling his obligations as he should. That is a mistake always and but sets up antagonism, which prevents the thing you wish to accomplish. Simply say, very well, each one has freedom. Then silently go on with your work and with great firmness in your feelings, silently say, mighty I am presence, these are your children. Everyone has a mighty I am present 7 now, you. Take command of those minds and bodies, produce your perfection, hold your dominion, and bring about this which is required for the happiness, freedom, and achievement of each one. Then know that the presence is doing it, and do not let your human say, oh my, it is getting worse. Do you not remember the times you have said that, when a condition does not seem to dissolve immediately? It is the same when you have a pain in your body and it does not subside immediately, you say, oh dear, it is getting worse. Beloved ones, these sound like very simple things, but they become powerful through the individual's power of qualification. These are simple things that mankind pass over constantly, yet which, if obeyed, would so soon give them their freedom. You have heard the messengers say that there are no barriers to divine love anywhere in the universe. Well, do you realize what has happened? I was going to say in 3 years, but I shall say in just the past year. Since the great momentum of these decrees in the great groups has been going forth, do you know what has happened? Why do you suppose I am here tonight? Why do you suppose the great cosmic beings have given forth these mighty dictations? Because of just that. There is no barrier to your great love which has gone forth to the great cosmic beings and to the great source of your being, in your call for freedom. That is why, beloved ones. Oh, let it go forth. Release the great power of life, its great, great kindness. Let it flood forth. Oh, I plead with you, have no unkind feeling to any human being, for through harmonious feeling you release the wondrous power of divine love which dissolves all fear and hatred, even that which is generated by mankind in the past. Remember, when something urgent needs to be done, then is the time to be still and let the great power of divine love from the mighty I Am Presence flood forth to harmonize your world. Then what you ask for will be done, whether it be through individuals out here or through your call to the Presence. But if you are agitated, resentful, angry, and distressed, your feeling world is so disturbed that the power of the Presence, its currents of energy, cannot flow out into your world to do what is required. Oh, do you not see it, beloved ones? All is so easy to understand and bring into control and dominion, if one will give attention to some of these seemingly little things of life. The little things most people overlook and think unimportant are the things that build great limitation and distress. Just a word spoken unguardedly concerning someone, maybe with no wrong intent, another picks it up and adds to it some firm assertion of a wrong committed. Then it builds, spreads, and grows until a tragedy comes out of it. This is how the little things, unnoticed at first, go forth and build a whirlwind. So it is in every one of your avocations in life. In some manner you have allowed these things, through the power of your attention, to feed your life into them to harass, limit, and disturb you. All are coming to understand more each day that self-control, dominion, and harmony in the feelings are the open doors to the perfection of the whole universe, for through those feelings the perfection of the whole universe will flood into your world and find expression there. It is the law of life. It is a natural law. In accepting and giving power to appearances, which are not eternal, is the reason for limitation of every kind. Think for one moment. Try to feel with me. Take the two, shall we call them drastic conditions, one is tragic and the other is not. Observe the appearance world, the creation and the accumulation of all mankind. On the other hand, observe your mighty I Am Presence, the source of all power, intelligence, and perfection. You have been accepting the appearance world as real, when it is but human accumulation and has no eternal sustaining power, while here above you is the presence of life, of eternity, ready to release its power to charge and fill your world with perfection. Knowing this, if you insist or continue to feed your life into the appearance world to harm yourself, there is no one can say nay to you. But you know the law. You can change your attention from this flag to the piano quite readily. There is no difference in handling your problems. You can change your attention from the appearance world to your presence, and every time the appearance world gets too noticeable, run back and jump into the arms of your mighty I Am Presence. Then you know you are safe. It is so real. It is so magnificent, beloved ones. You are feeling it tonight as never before, and I insist on it. I insist that my feeling enter into your world and hold its dominion there, until you gain the full confidence and victory of that which I know to be and which I know is in you. Oh, the joy, the wondrous joy of knowing you have come home to your freedom. Your great presence of the I Am, with its arms outstretched says, "My children, I welcome you home. With these hands I hold back and seal forever the doors of doubt and fear. Come, my child, and enter into the light. Enter into your glorious home of light, not built with hands. Enter now into this world, through the doorway I Am. Then, remain in the active presence of light forever. One day, when we meet in the great octave of light, you shall shake my hand and say to me, I remember that night on earth, when my freedom came. When you have once felt this freedom, keep charging it into your world and often expand it, until the full glory of it fills your being, your world with its magnificent activity and the fullness of its infinite power. Even as I speak these words, I can feel it entering into and acting within your world. I charge it to be ever sustained and active there, giving you the courage, confidence, and strength to stand dauntless in the light of your I Am Presence, until its full power comes forth, finds its dominion and expression in you and your world, releases you from all limitation, and then gives you your ascension in the light. Enter into your eternal perfection, the electronic body of your mighty I Am Presence. Enter into the glory of your palace of light, your home in the light. I thank you. Discourse.